Hi, I'm Wayne and this is Bassador Woodworking. I'm in the shop with Marvin today. I don't have like a large project. I just have a whole bunch of really little things I need to knock out in the shop, and Marvin's going to be working on his guitar. Perfect. Here is luthier tools. Let's take that apart. Originally, we were going to build Marvin a guitar completely from scratch. Now it's time for glue and clamps. And we had the body and everything all cut out. And then about halfway through doing that, we realized we were building a guitar for a lefty, and Marvin is not a lefty.
Not a lefty.
So we're gonna basically customize this guitar that has been in previous videos. It's the Epiphone Les Paul that I picked up a year or so ago now. So we're gonna work on that instead. Okay, while Marvin gets to work on that, I'm gonna try to add a handle to the vacuum cart. I broke the vacuum that was in it and had to pick up a different one, and it doesn't have a built-in handle, so I'm just going to try to use the handle I took off of the Harbor Freight tool cart and rig up some little handle, just something quick. So I want to rig this up so that I can just use this handle like about here, probably mounted just to some scrap plywood, so probably I need plywood that's 22 inches tall. All right, I'm gonna have some offcuts coming towards you. If you can just hand them back to me when they get to you. Wow, my glue's pretty frozen. It's like paste. Okay, one thing down. I've been spending a lot of time in the shop lately, just kind of like moving things around, trying to get a good feel for where everything should be in here, and trying to make the whole space work better for me. And in doing that, I've kind of been just spending a lot of time in the shop, just moving things around, trying it out, moving things around again, and haven't been really working on project-based things. I've been in the shop pretty much every weekend for the past couple of months, but I haven't been putting out videos because I've just been doing shop maintenance and stuff. But if this is the kind of thing that people like to see, just let me know down below, and I'm happy to film more of this kind of stuff of just maintaining, moving things around, shop organization, stuff like that. If there's a hunger for that type of video, I'm happy to do them. Where will the shop vac cart live from now on? Because I recently moved the Shopsmith underneath the radial arm saw where I used to store that. I don't use the Shopsmith all that much because every other tool that thing has, I have another tool that's dedicated to doing that thing. So I'm not looking to get rid of the Shopsmith, but I'm not looking to have it basically out and set up all the time. When I need it, I'll roll it out, plug it in, do the thing I need to do on it, and then it will go back. But I'm also trying to figure out where this jointer can live. Right now it's just sitting next to the table saw, which I might be where I end up leaving it, but who knows? It's right now I'm trying to find a place to store the ladder, the aluminum stair, just I have a whole bunch of stuff and I need to figure out where that stuff will live. And a lot of it, I don't like to put up stuff up super high because I'm short and it means that I have to go and get the ladder to be able to get up to it. I guess I could build stairs into a bunch of stuff, but that kind of seems stupid and maybe dangerous. The next small little project I'm going to work on is turning a little arbor for this. So this is a 5/8 hole in a little drum sander thing that usually hooks onto the side of this radial arm saw. I never use that, but I want to be able to chuck this into a drill. I don't have a drill chuck that can open up over 1/2 inch, so I need to turn some wood so that it's 5/8 in the hole and then a little less than 1/2 inch arbor that I can put up into a drill chuck. I tried turning down some just like mild steel on the wood lathe and ended up throwing it across the room. So we're not going to try that again. I'll just use some hardwood. This seems just risky enough to be a good idea. I have a big mahogany wedge for when I need one. Sure, I'm gonna get lots of really cool YouTube comments about that. Tighten you in. Tighten you in. And we will use, yeah, I guess better than nothing. This might be, I might need to list a few tools on Facebook Marketplace for free, because I don't think I need 3 drill presses, but it's also like, I don't mind throwing abuse at that one, so that like, if I have to do something really sketchy on a drill press, I'll do it on that one, because if I break that one, I don't care. Those 2 are good drill presses, I don't want to kill them. The Ryobi's not a good drill press, but it's a newer drill press. So you're going to use what's called a Shinto rasp, along with some other rasps, to basically alter the edge geometry here. So this is what sits against your body when you're playing. So you want to add a little bit of like a scoop to that. It makes it a little bit easier to have sit in your lap and stuff like that. Also, if you want to like do the same thing over here a little bit, you can do that. But essentially what you're going to do is, this is the fine side, this is the rough side. If you want to hog off a bunch of material, you use this side. If you want to just kind of like refine, you use this. Okay? So what I recommend you do, and I'm going to grab a marker so that I can show you, is I recommend you basically mark a line of where you want that edge to go. So like, I would say you probably want it about there. So you want that to this corner down to like probably about like here is gonna be gone. You're gonna hog out that material. Okay, same thing over here. You're probably gonna wanna go like that and scoop that out, okay? And that will give you a real nice edge profile. So you want to move, like I usually just put one hand just pressing against, so it's. So that's the fine side, rough side is. You can really move some material quickly, all right? While you're doing that, I will also, once you get like more or less where you want, I'll give you the angle grinder with a flap disc sander, and you kind of refine those edges a little bit. But you do the rough work with the rasp.
So to get like more so underneath here, where this curve is.
More to get some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so essentially you want to make so that there's never like a crisp transition. You want to soften all that so that it's like so like see how that's like almost a right angle? Well, like right angles don't happen in nature. So you want to kind of just soften all of those, knock down all the edges, make it so that everything just kind of flows into everything else. So anywhere you see like basically what amounts to like an edge, just knock it down.
Okay. All right.
And if you keep knocking down edges after edge after edge, that becomes a curve. All right, so in the past couple of months since I did a large project video or any kind of tour of the shop, I've made a bunch of changes to it. So I'm just gonna quickly go over those just so that we're all on the same page, I guess. So I now have a lumber storage area. I slid this entire thing down by myself and almost killed myself in the process. This thing is very heavy. I wedged myself between the wall and it and just kind of forced it out and had my wife like with a two-wheeler trying to lift up the other end. It was I'm never moving this again. It didn't go well. But I have walls now, which are really cool. It's just half-inch sheathing that I just screwed up to the wall with drywall screws, painted gray. It was actually easier and cheaper to get than drywall when I bought this stuff.
How long did it take you to put those up?
These took about a couple of weeks altogether, but I did this wall and to the window in a day. Most of that day was moving this thing down. I could put a wall panel up in like 10 minutes, but getting everything moved and mounted around took a long time. I got lucky because my walls are about 8.5 feet tall, so I can put a full 8-foot sheet against the wall, and then when it gets warmer, I'll blow some insulation down into the gap. That way, then I'll just put basically a topper on the whole thing, and we'll be good. The walls will be insulated. There's a couple of weird little things that I wasn't expecting to become problems because I put walls up.
Like what?
Clamp storage. I was storing all my clamps between the between the studs. Now I had to kind of create alternate storage for all my clamps. So I have some F clamps there, and then I have the rest of them all over here. I also wanted to keep my tool wall and stuff, so I took that down, put wall up behind it, and then put that back on top of it. I moved the whiteboard over. I added a shelf for the planes that I bought at a like thrift store and never really used, but they're cool, so I keep them. I still have to do a little patch there. I moved the drill presses over here. Lathe is still in the same place, but I took everything down, put the wall back up. I moved the belt sander over to there. And I moved the bandsaw over here so that my two bandsaws are closer together. I found myself using one or the other, not both, but I keep a bigger blade on this one for resawing, and I keep a thinner blade for actual curve cuts on that one. I now have this drill press on a pedestal, which is fine. I started trying to organize this stuff more. This is like the bane of my existence now. I'm trying to figure out what to do with all of this stuff because it's kind of far away from everything else in the shop, but it's where a lot of stuff is stored. I want to start using this power hacksaw more because this is the dopest tool I own, and I have no use for it at all, but I just love it because it's so cool.
What would you normally use this tool for?
Cutting metal. Like you cut bar stock before there was like metal bandsaws and stuff. This is what they used for it. And it just takes standard hacksaw blades and it literally just moves the hacksaw around in a circle like a normal person using it. It's the goofiest tool I own and I fucking love it. I got the jointer installed, and I think this is probably where it's going to end up living because I can't see myself having a large enough patch of wall to store it in. And I don't want to store anything in front of that bay door because that's where sheet goods come in, and also when I'm ripping full sheets, they have to go out the door. So this table is just kind of constantly in the way now, but I can't get rid of it because when I'm ripping full sheets of plywood, this is my infeed table. And in order to rip a full sheet of plywood safely, I need that, and I'm not buying a track saw. I have this camera cart. So I ended up, anytime I came in to film a YouTube video, all of my camera gear would just kind of be spread throughout the entire shop. So the last time Harbor Freight had a sale on these, I picked one up with the express intent of making this my camera gear cart. I'm playing around with different ways of mounting cameras to it so that it also acts as kind of like a tripod in the room because as I was talking to Marvin earlier, it's easier to move a rectangle around a rectangular space than a triangle around a rectangular space because I have everything kind of set up into hallways and stuff, and moving a triangular tripod on a stand on like a dolly system thing that I built is kind of cumbersome in here, especially with the rubber matting and stuff. This cart I feel like will move around a lot better, and it will give me a little bit more capacity to have all the stuff I need. If I need to run power to it, I can. It's just getting a handle on how that whole workflow is going to go is what I'm currently working through. It's very cold here right now, so I'm just knocking shit over. I have heat lamps in places where I have like glue and stuff so it doesn't freeze. This is my little sanding and finishing cart. My wife wanted to go to Michael's one day and they had this for like $10 and I was like, I want that. So this is where all my sanding and finishing stuff goes in now. I don't know if I like it or not, but I've been using it for a little while. Oh, I got these giant zip ties. I have to show the giant zip ties. So the guy who gave me the planer also gave me these gigantic zip ties that are big enough to go around my entire body. So there have been multiple days in the shop where I've used these as belts. I've installed a projector in here. So when I want to like watch movies or YouTube videos, I have a projector up on the ceiling that projects on this wall. And it's actually come in handy. It's nice to like watch a football game while you're doing stuff and not have it on just like a little screen in the corner.
What were you watching earlier today?
I was watching a 2.5-hour critique of the Batman Arkham City. It was pretty good. So that's a much different video than normal. There wasn't one large project that we made our way through. It was just a bunch of little things and making progress on a couple of shop-related things. As you can see, there's been a lot of change in the shop itself. I have walls now that are painted a nice gray. That was a thing. And yeah, I mean, let me know if you like these kinds of videos. I can keep them coming. And that might make it so that there's not as much of a gap between project videos if I just do little updates like this. But let me know. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to keep up to date with new projects as they are released. And until next time, thank you. Come say bye, Marvin.
Bye-bye. Peace, love.
Maybe don't bow next time.